And
well, I've not actually been to the one in, I think it's in Windsor, isn't it? I've not actually been there, but the original is Denmark. I hate to say, James, Lego originated in Denmark.
other theme parks are available.
Other theme parks aren't available. Actually, were you all massive Lego fans as a kid? I was mega. Me and my brother
Except
had
when you
so much.
When you stood on
it. Well, you're going to have that now because you're a dad. Your dad things are going to happen.
I'm banning Lego in my house.
So anyway, back to PUBG. It's this game you may be aware of. The plane path actually is correcting itself. We've had 2 Eastern plane paths. Now we've got a Western plane path, and all the Eastern teams are like, yeah, back to normal. You guys on the West whinging for 2 games, and now it's all back over your way.
Teams, generally speaking, as you can see on the map over in the eastern side, they'll be all happy. Usual spot locations for them. NIP with their adjustment to Lippo. Need to be very careful, though, that the Knights don't overextend too much. Again, they lost Drayden, initially the first player to die in the previous game in the previous round. For them, obviously, they'll have their heads on a tilt, looking around, making sure no one else wants to try and interject themselves. Might even try and force NIP from not really being able to do much off the back of Lippo. Obviously, it is dependent on where this circle goes. I think the teams with the hardest challenge out of this one might be now V, for the simple fact of where do they go.
They've got cars there off already.
They've got cars, and they'll probably go North George. Circle is not going to be too bad for them, which is pretty good. It's almost identical to the one of the games they've already had today. So for them, not too bad. Then get to North George, then get back in time. More importantly, because you've still got a lot of players already in there, the North should be, and I say should be lightly, should be empty and clear for them to go past maybe Savernisk shooting range and get through there. Yeah, this should be a fairly fun game. Pretty decent game. A lot of people should be able to stay alive. It's more than likely Red Diamonds coming across that bridge, though, whether G2 or TSM want to try and set something up.
I don't think they will. I mean, there's not really been consistent teams down there, so they may just be thinking there's not anyone there. I mean, they would have been looking at the plane path, maybe seen them. They were quite a distance off when Red Diamonds dropped out. So
because of where the circle is,
I think they're
committing
way too much to it. Yeah.
Yeah, you lose a lot of time doing it. For 1 point. Yeah.
What's that? Crammer's in heaven, isn't he? So heaven looks like it's relatively the central point. So a little bit further north, the center point, than the last game we just had. So again, another circle over this way, taking it to Yasnaya. You know, I've been banging on about, you know, if the circle's sort of in your area, your backyard, you should be winning it. M19 starting Yasnaya. We've had a lot of these circles this way, and they've been nowhere. I don't know what they're doing when they're coming out of Yasnaya or where they're going. Last time they stayed actually in Yasnaya, if you remember, not in the previous matchup, they went further south, but last time we had this circle, they stayed on the top of the police station or whatever you prefer to call it, which actually I think is a play they're probably going to do again here. It would suit, judging where Wanderer is.
I think there's some truth to that, but I think it's more prevalent on Miramar. You know, we've even seen it from the maps that were tweeted yesterday, where TSM's wins are all coming from a stone's throw of generally where they
look, this is more like it. Look at this. Remember last game? Remember the Knights getting caught out early because they were still separated? They are all driving and collecting up inside 3.5 minutes, so they don't get caught out by Vitality, who are rotating already.
Another really team
good adjustments
that likes to rotate. Actually, this could be interesting because M19 have gone early. Not's already there. He's ready and waiting. They want to take the main liquid compound. Shots are being answered back, though. Nasus.
Yeah, he had a massive week. Remember week 1 as well. So he's in a tricky spot. He's got Shadow coming.
He's lost his advantage of the peak now, though. They know where he is. And
Jazz is coming around the side. Jazz is going to come around the back side. So Nasus, he just needs to survive. Okay, Jazz is here. Jazz is coming round. Shadow's going to be arriving in a few moments. He's just got to hold on, Nasus. Keep yourself covered before they finish him off, or is he going to back away? No, he's backing away. That's it. Nasus gone. First death of the game. First blood, if you will, goes to Constantine.
I'm kind of all right like that. If all 3 players had been together, then maybe you could have hit the back of the building and made something happen. Obviously, the one thing that people forget is there is time to get out of those cars, and sometimes it goes completely wrong, and you can knock yourself.
The animation time, yeah.
The animation on the backside.
The slowdown, you got to brake, stop.
See DA on the rotate. A couple of warning shots, so they have a decent compound of their own. But yeah, there is time to get out of those vehicles, and when you see the animations they get out, you can batter them before they even hit the floor. Their feet touch outside of the vehicle. So the readjustment here from Vitality, again, I'm kind of okay with this one. This is somewhere that Liquid like to go. Now, Vitality have got ahead of the game. So for Liquid, really, what options do they have at this point?
Well, James is coming in, and he's going straight towards it, I think. He's going to swing in. Yep, he is going directly towards the M19, where we just saw it, the Liquid compound, as it is known. James has hopped out. He's going to see Enoch and Constantine. You can see it on the minimap. You can see Vitality have pulled up. They're taking shots. We're still waiting for James. He's there. The rest of Team Liquid are coming in behind him as well. There's NIP.
I'm wondering if they'll overcommit to this or if they'll actually back off from it. TSM's also on the back line, so they need to be careful that they don't get crunched out in the open. It's all right looking at that building. I think Liquid are committing to it.
Liquid are coming to it. I mean, you can see it on the map. Everyone can see it. Now we're finally seeing it as Ibiza makes a move. James taking a peek as well. I think we're going to see... Ooh. Yeah, look at that. Gemty Samty coming in. Enoch gets the knock there, so Ibi gets the smoke down. But look at this. The Finns around the side there. Speaking of Finns, is ENCE pulling up. They're actually onto VOD. Well, that's Nate's gone a bit stray there, Mikas. That one will come through. That should be able to catch VOD in the back. It's going to force him downstairs. The rest of ENCE are down below, waiting for the push. Now it's popped out the side, but VOD, it is looking like it's time to bail, mate.
We'll see if they do.
Miraku's coming in. Miraku's coming in. Miraku's going to join them. So actually, he's got support coming in. Oh, it's going to be too late. Gets one down. Rustamai confirms it. Gets squeaky down, but he will finally fall. Miraku came just a little too late. Is running around the side, but I think it's time to just get in the vehicle and back off that one. There's a nade option on it,
I suppose, because now they'll be slow walking, so they'll be able to give the information where he has knocked them. Liquid.
They want it. They really want it.
They do, and it's a good position.
The thing is, M19 only have the two. Here, Miraku got the nade. He got Truffly and Squeaky, and they were both downed, I think, as well inside there. So they may just be confirmed kills, I think.
One of them was a confirmed kill, another one's initial knock. But that's the thing. While they're down, someone has to get the res. If not, both of them have to get the res. Miraku can throw that nade in because he has the information. He's got another one as well. So that's 2 players down now for ENCE.
M19 have got support coming in. They got the full surrounding. Back to the NIP ENCE battle, as you mentioned. They have managed to get the knock. Here comes Gaxi. They really want to confirm this one. They're going around the side. Rustamar caught out a little bit from range. MBS cooking. There's bars on those windows, so it's got to be tricky. It's going to bounce it. It's not going to catch the person. Gaxi's might well do it. It does. It catches Rustamar. Back to the Liquid compounders. Liquid piling in. Samti's took damage. Enoch getting caught by James.
2 fights on 2 fronts. I'll try and keep an eye on both of them. Liquid want to make a pressing advantage on this one. M19 with initial knock. The confirmation there as well. NIP annihilates ENCE. 2 battles, 2 different fronts. M19 up against Team Liquid. Jempty's down. So is Samty. Unfortunately, he's confirmed and cooked. Gaxi decides to take out his teammate, and just like that, Liquid following the footsteps of ENCE.
Well, TSM has sat in the distance watching that play out, but M19 finally stamping their authority on something here in the PAL. It's took them a long time to get going. They're still down, I think, 15th place for them at the moment. But I mentioned the fact they do start in Yasnaya. So these sort of compounds, these battles, are ones they really should be coming out on top on. They were there first.
I think we might start to see a bit more of this, Lee. Aggression,
That's
confirmation.
5 kills now, right?
I'm perfectly fine with it. You want to get stuck in, you need to be aggressive. This point scheme plays to the advantage of the teams that love to take kills. Yesterday, we saw it, earlier, the previous game we saw it. Vitality, we need to set this fight, we need to clear these fields, we need to set this team. They pushed up front, they did it. You're looking at the kills that we saw earlier on. This is the one that's kind of solidified Liquid's position. That initial knock, the quick dink in the head there from the SKS, puts them at a backward and stops any advancement. But again, this is what we didn't see. Now, Miraku gets the information. Okay, I've got 2 knocked. I know where they are. They're in this corner. His fallen comrades feeding the information. The grenade's there. And while this is happening, all he's doing is playing for time. The bait, the switch, the job done.
Yeah, superb stuff from both M19 and NIP. So 2 teams down early in Phase 1. The circle will switch. And actually, a team that we weren't watching was FaZe Clan in Mansion. And, well, we've seen so much action in that Mansion area before when we had that courtyard finish. We're going to see a couple more teams crashing that direction. Speaking of which, Zark and Wanted bumping into one another. The G2 heading north. TSM also on the move. Michael's actually downed at the moment, so he's just rolled his vehicle, so back on the bike and should get moving. Of course, the Mansion area, it's very tricky to defend. Massive area. Gustav has to make sure the vehicle doesn't roll over him.
I'm really happy NIP played for that and actually took it with their advantage. Rather than, okay, they lost a man, but he did so much work by defending that point and getting 2 down. They committed to the cause. They threw the grenades in at the right time, committed to the push, threw them up, and they've got 4 points. They're reaping the rewards. Not only do they have the 4 points in the bag, they're up 1 on position, and they have a very decent foothold in the circle.
Oh, M19, they're going back to their backyard, aren't they?
Low ball.
Low ball, tossing one over, looking towards that police station, but oh, there's one coming up and over the top. Catches him, tries to look for it, gets battered down, 7 health, and hits the deck.
That almost went completely the wrong way. Shots from a distance, though. He gets caught on the off angle. Beautiful death holding the police side. Still, I'm going to make an advancement on this building. Best of luck. Wants to finish off the remnants of TSM. They pulled up the side of the prison. Rory says, nope, time to run. Gustav says, go, my little friend. Try and stay alive.
And that's not really a battle for position. That's like the prison wall. It's like the deep south side of the circle. And TSM have been forced to pay the price, it seems, to the Reapers of Red Diamonds. And Michael and Wookie just forced to bail from that one and head towards shelter. They've got to be careful because raise your edge going that same direction. Back over here, though, M19 still trying to fight for this, but Digital Athletics are rooted in position.
The SWAT team crawling up the stairs.
The Knights are taking pot shots as well.
Throw a couple of smoke. Oh, man. Bye. It's Brocky's legs.
He actually got out, though.
Yeah. I'm okay with it.
It was kind of the right play, yeah.
Oh, TSM. Oh, no. Oh, this is bad. Oh, he's flipped his car.
I was going to say, how did he survive? But yeah, Wookie now the last man standing. FaZe going to collect themselves 2 kills here. Well, actually, they're going to have to get Michael if they can.
Look at the aggression, Lee. They smell blood. They want to crack on with it. Wookie's around the side, holds the off angle. Uber gets confirmed, takes 1 point with him. Probably going to get shot in the back. TSM, 14th place.
FaZe, you can't lose players in that sort of position. And again, they were so... It's almost like they're snatching at plays. They're snatching at trying to get something because it's just... Whatever they do isn't working at the moment.
I mean, it's kind of the right play in the idea of that you want to make sure that that entirety of that compound is yours. It's a good play on the map at the moment. It's a good foothold in the circle. And when you've got one person running around willy-nilly just being a nuisance, it really kind of distracts you and takes you and draws your attention.
They had to make the play, but to run in solo like that and get flushed.
I think it's a ballsy play, more importantly, from Wookie, because he knows that he's on last stand, so to speak. It's either... I go down in a ball of blazing glory, or at least I get the refrag and take one with me and we play a game of chess.
Back down to 3, though, for FaZe. M19 just losing Enoch there. Mert catching him out. A couple of shots coming in from range there onto FaZe. I think that's best of luck, maybe. Taking pot shots. Ooh, that's a shift and a half.
It's quite a swing,
so FaZe 4 is going to pull away from that water as well. So the current positions, like where NIP are, is golden for the next circle.
And the thing with that is that these IGLs can now predict...
The Knights are going to beat FaZe to that compound.
They know that it's going to be shifting away from water and that anywhere in the middle of the map is going to be prime territory. The Knights should take the L building. If they do, they're going to be laughing. It all depends who gets there first. Digital Athletics or the Knights.
Yeah, I think they were going for it. Well. Oh, yeah.
Everyone's going.
They were kind of going for it. We're watching, obviously, Na'Vi trying to blast a couple of Winstrike cars to pieces as they go for it. FaZe are kind of pulling up in the compound just south side of G2. It's that low hillside that, whoa, FaZe has to bail out the car pretty quick there. Meanwhile, Raise Your Edge and Jokers, they're clashing with one another actually at the prison. Long way down as FaZe Clan. They do get into the compound, but not ideal. Honestly, I would have gone for the L compound. But then again, the problem with that L, it's actually massively open, that compound, isn't it? It's so many big windows.
There's the trees behind it, so there is a bailout option. But like you say, there is a lot of room to be killed from different angles. And more importantly, like once that's done, if the circle goes anywhere else, I suppose there are options to run from it using the forest behind you and such. But you would have thought by now that someone has to be in there.
They may also be thinking there's someone there. Yeah, that's could be it.
If Vitality scout that and get that, that's a really good play from them.
Yeah, they just could come rolling in behind
Send one on a bike and crack on.
Yeah, Monkey might be that guy. He's further back. No tell a lie. Shadow's being the taxi service and going to collect him. So we will pick him up. Cup of Magic trying to maybe hopefully cook a nade. It's not going to make it through the window. He's survived so far.
Throw the smokes and push him. Go on. Throw the smokes and push him. Do it.
He's just waiting for Red Diamonds to come in the doorstep. Finds one. Can he get the second? No. Best of luck. We'll finish him off. Gets himself down. Vitality have found M19 and dispatched of them. Wanderer last man standing, but Vitality already on the bike and left.
Bestalot confirms that kill. At least he gets a refrag before he goes down, so fair play to him. They trade off a point. Winstrike spreading up over on the coastline. I like that 3-in-1 compound, and then one up front and personal opposite the Knights. They know where he is. You can hear the shots in the backlines. Let's see who they're shooting at. Reels definitely has his number read. FACEIT is... it's an interesting play.
Yeah, it's just off the
emergency backup
position.
Because clearly they're out in the open, so it's a placement play for sure.
Wanderer's the only man out in the blue. He's just off to the left of the screen. You can just see him just edging in now. There's a little bit of text comes in of the Wanderer, but it's a bit of running for him to do coming outside of the hills and fields of heaven as the circle. As I mentioned, it is Phase 4. If you don't watch PUBG or you just joined us, well, you've missed, well, 32 games so far. So it's been a while, but it will pull away from this water now. The circle settings will predict it. This is why we were talking about this L building, or reverse L, what you prefer, near Vitality. We're very surprised that nobody's gone into it yet. Probably to the point that a lot of teams expect someone to be there already.
The thing about that circle, because you have this protruding ridge line, it's the highest amount of land ratio, so you know for a fact that you can almost predict where this circle's going to go, because it's the only part that fits the circle in.
The circle has to fit into it as away from water as much as it physically can, and obviously it can completely pull away from water.
I think Vitality will get that, but I think they'll realise Monkey will scout it for a long time and see, because you can... at least for a few minutes, you know that opposing teams have to do scouting as well, and they have to look for opponents. They will show their face eventually inside one of the windows. So it will literally just become a time of, okay, well, no one's been here for 5 minutes. This must be clear.
Well, here comes CrowCrowd. They might find it. I think they're going for a shack at the moment.
Maybe there goes CrowCrowd. I think might be the word we're about to see.
Straight through. There's Set going down. They're going to catch Magister. They're actually trying to crash
off
onto
the wall.
NIP.
Go on, MBS. Off the wall,
They're trying to crash onto NIP.
That's
They've
beautiful.
managed to get MBS down. Magister's working it well. Dreamview will flush him out, so NIP will lose one. Remember, they lost one earlier on, so they're down to 2. Red Diamonds, they're going to be the ones that maybe will find it. They're going into the fields and hills. G2 trying to leapfrog FaZe Clan. They've got into the trees as well. This is all the tree area to the north side of Mansion. So there's a couple of teams getting in there. G2 taking a bit of fire from FaZe Clan as well, actually, down that hillside. But I think they should be safe. They know the position and the angles they're safe from.
G2 have decided to one-up on to FaZe Clan and go ahead of the game. Nades are coming across. Gaxy's still up. It's the swing, but no knocks, unfortunately, so it'll be a bit of a stalemate between those two teams for some
Vitality
time.
and DA have gone in for the L building. We were talking about it the whole time. Actually, Gaxy gets him. Okay, wasn't expecting that, but Vitality and Digital Athletics are clashing once again right next to one another. FaZe Clan trying to send it over the road. We'll get in there. Iro caught out. They do catch in there. Miraku from long range. NIP are collecting a lot of kills in this game. FaZe Clan gets one. G2, they're getting picked left from right. Mexi, Fuzzface, all getting involved as Tixu and Winstrike engage with the Knights on the hillside. So what, 3 fights going on at once right now?
The nades that come out, you can see them going up and over. They'll be launching some rockets and hoping to find a target. Nothing yet off the back of the one that came from Tixu. Kramer holds the right-hand side. It's a good point too, but that nade is absolutely banging. 1% HP knocks him out the fight. All right, it's not a knock, but it forces him back. Reels goes down to about 40%. It comes down to Voxic and Drayden being the last two to be able to take any of this fight, or oncoming fire from Winstrike.
Meanwhile, Iro single-handedly taking on Vitality down low. You can see them in the background there. 80's found. Raise your edge. That's going to be them eliminated in 13th place as Wanted tried to creep in behind the FaZe compound. 12 teams remaining as these guys face one another on the hillside. Looks like grenades have kind of run out for the two teams at the moment. Meanwhile, look at down at the Mansion, the Jokers and Red Diamonds sort of tripping over one another in the trees there outside of the Mansion.
I was very surprised to see that Monkey got knocked in the tree line, to be honest. I would have thought that if you realise you had the compound, that you would have just committed all players to it and got themselves in, but it feels like
he was
knocked from an off angle.
He was knocked on the original push.
Okay.
He's only just bled out. They weren't able to get him back. So now this circle adjusts. You can see it's actually a pretty hard shift to the north, and it's going to cause problems. NIP, CSET, CrowCrowd, I should say. Set's the main man I'm used to saying. That's why. Looking very good. Along with Na'Vi, who quietly been going about their business in the north.
Yeah, they've just been wandering and keeping compound to compound, and at the moment they can sit back and watch this unfold, to be honest with you, because there shouldn't be too many teams linked. Oh, right then. Well, You might as well crack on, boys. Nookie tries to go for the off angle, tries to go for the confirmation of the kill. Wobble, wobble, but knocks the bullet in the end. Drayden looking for more. Will get the cover, which is absolutely fine, and more importantly, gives him something to play off the back of, using that rock to his advantage. Teamy has smoke, and once they see the smokes, they'll know that the Knights are damaged. And, excuse me, they know that Winstrike's damaged and in a little bit of trouble.
For a brief moment, I wasn't sure if we were going to see what we saw from Knights yesterday, and that is knocking each other multiple times.
Was concerned.
Almost ran across in front of him now. I was very close, almost catching each other in the crossfire. Now, Winstrike, oh, look behind. Hello, FaZe Clan moving up the hill on the back of the Knights.
They'll hold the gun for now.
Did Drayden look?
Oh, they're not pulling the trigger because they know that the Knights is fully
the
committed and focused.
The Knights are not looking at all, yeah.
And look at them. Oh my, they're very aware. Sees him in open waters, bang, bang, puts him down, but the return's there though. That's quick.
Yeah, they had to land that shot. That was the one that had to come through, and the Knights are going to swing this straight back on them. Fuzzface will go down. Mexy's going to get himself another knock in the back there. Reels is the last man standing. Winstrike have turned back towards this. They want to get involved. They're seeing the Knights falling. They're thinking, we were fighting there. FaZe Clan go down in 12th place, and the stab in the back has turned into a full frying pan to the face.
Unfortunately, he got turned on, which opened up a complete can of worms there. Winstrike now are laughing. They're like, well, everybody's dead. I'll come and finish up and happily continue into top 10. GG, Winstrike. Happy days for that. 1K in his hand. Jorski can probably just try and hit a shack, to be honest with you, because there's nothing else really he can do. With a solo man in this circle, it's kind of a big rip if you don't find anywhere close. Yeah,
he's got himself in the shack. Jorski's going to be... It's not the greatest of shacks. Safe.
It's better than nothing.
Jokers and the Diamonds moving on the backside of Vitality. It's really the only play now as Na'Vi look to try and assert their dominance on the northern edge of the circle. Jazza holding the angle, but it's going to be the CIS teams that will continue to clash. We saw a grenade coming down in a moment. Bestelok just spinning around, but Tab's the man that's finding the targets for the Jokers so far. It's not been great on Erangel for the Jokers. They need to get a couple more points, but don't worry, they're going to Miramar soon.
Bestelok hits the meds and fights from the blue. No more of that, my friend. They're going to shut that one down. They'll be able to get the res and get themselves back in this. All that's been happening, so Vitality well and truly have the information where the bullets, traces, and noise have been coming from, so they might be able to get a pinpoint location on the Jokers and maybe even set up some kind of a trap again. Strength in numbers. They're outnumbered and outgunned 2-1 here, but anything's still possible. They could use the wall, use the tree line, and maybe just smash the Jokers. They tried to make their entry point into the circle.
Well, Digital Athletics getting the reinforcements required as Mert and Sixmo come up the hill to join Iro. Iro, by the way, how the hell did Iro get to this compound? He was in the L building that Vitality were at. How did he manage to get out of there and get all the way up here?
I think he was the one player that held back on the compound.
No, he was here.
Did he go up close and personal?
Iro was there, right next to him, right next to Monkey. Yeah,
just a big old bail then, isn't it?
I don't even know how I managed to get out of there. And more to the point, Navi are pushing this compound. It's still outside the circle. NIP obviously still sitting safe inside their spot. Vitality have now got some new neighbours. The Jokers moved next door. Red Diamonds also went down in that fight. G2, by the way, still have one alive. Udia is still sitting in there, but now Na'Vi making the play that they've been building for. The Jokers also looking to make a play of their own on Vitality in a 3v2.
They do have the knock as well, so they'll be able to force the way into this one. That is a confirmation and a half. Up we go. And all of a sudden, the Death Squad rolls through. They wipe them out and get into the top half of the board.
This is the Na'Vi we expected to see from the very beginning.
And we wanted to see.
Yeah, I cast these guys in the Wingman series. Wow, Vitality are getting bodied at the moment by Dimash. I cast these guys in the duo tournament, and they destroyed everyone. Absolutely destroyed everyone. 20+ kill games, and I was just thinking, oh my God, we are going to see something mighty from Na'Vi as we get to PEL. But it's taken them so long, it seems, to adapt to the current squad meta. I don't know what it is, but we heard from them. I think it was Batulin that said, look, we're going to be centering up more. We're going to be looking for these positions. We're going to be more proactive. And they have been. This week has been far better for them.
I think this was a slow play and a slow call from Vitality. Now we're talking about potentially setting up some kind of trap to get ahead of the game. Oh, they didn't. They sat back and they got punished. I mean, Shadow gets gifted a kill and a placement, fair play. But they waited too long. I know they're only a two-man band, but they should have been waiting over by that shack or on the wall line prepared for the Jokers to come at them because the Jokers had to make the first move. Now, unfortunately, Shadow's on the back foot and probably going to die here.
I mean, that's an obvious smoke. They're going to drop down and get smashed by Dimash.
Should have been quicker.
As you say, I mean, so Jokers have literally come out of Mansion. They've gone through the red diamonds, and they've walked into the compound, still with 3 alive, and taken down Vitality without a problem. Like you say, this is just, you know, just caught napping or something.
Being proactive, getting out there and getting aggressive.
There's proactivity. Smokes are going down. They're about to make their play onto the backs of NIP. 4 alive inside this shack. Do NIP have an A left? Miriku's like, ah, damn it, I've only got a smoke.
He's already pre-firing, though, and he's already getting damage on them. That's a lot of smoke. That's a lot of utility committed to the cause. And honestly, they're going to need it. Nade comes out. How good's it going to be?
He's got 4 nades. He can just cook them for days here.
Go on, Gaxi. See, they're waiting, though. This is quite clever. Wait until all the initial grenades have gone. So now they've used their utility. They're waiting for NIP to get rid of theirs.
Now they're pushing. Now they're going. Gaxi's still got a nade left. Miriku's going around the side. That's a big headshot
it was
to
a good
Gaxi.
pause, that.
Just managed to slow him down. Na'Vi, meanwhile, are taking control of the northern edge. Jokers down the southern as CrowCrowd and NIP clash. The nades get cooked. That goes through the bathroom window and catches Gaxi. The second follows. And good night. Quickly done there from Dream4U. Really nice play. Catches him in the back, and CrowCrowd finally showing us a glimmer of what got them here in the first place from Minsk.
Lovely execution. Smokes go up, and they just play for time. They wait for NIP to commit all the nades to it, and then they push and they rush and they throw their own grenades back. Gaxi goes down, and Miracle gets caught off guard as they flood the building as a 3-man stack. And now they're inside the circle and probably the most pivotal and strongest compound in this game.
All square, all fair. 3v3v3.
Could this be the win, Lee?
The CIS clash. Could we see the Jokers pick up their first win? Could we see CrowCrowd pick up their first win? Or will Navi just completely come in and body the pair as they pick up their 3rd win? Who will come out on top? Will it be a virgin or chicken dinner for one of these?
The body box is obviously in here from NIP's corpses. They'll be able to pick up any ammunition or any scopes or little bits and bats they need in order to try and make this win happen. The Jokers, they've been tanked up a little bit, but certainly not enough. Actually, no, because they went up against Red Diamonds that knocked a few of these players, so they actually might be damaged more than what we expect. And again, it'll come down to a utility type thing. How's the armor looking? How are the grenades looking? Who has the smoke? Dream4U opens up onto Senya, sees him, puts him down with the SLR at range, and now he's completely removed from this circle. There's no rezzing. So the Jokers might be just inching away from their first win.
I like the rock position they have there, though, Tab and Dimash. It gives them a lot of cover. But look at Sadovnik sneaking around the backside of them, trying to gain himself an angle. There's Senya confirmed, so Dream4U starting to step up, by the way, for CrowCrowd. Dream4U is a name I'm starting to notice. I used to all just be about set, but Dream4U definitely starting to do things. Pokémoldo and Batulin. Pokémoldo is making the dash for the house. They've got to watch him coming, otherwise he's going to be right on the wall. Look at that, the cover fire. The cover fire was beautiful from Batulin, but that's a good cook nade from Set. It might well catch up. Pokémoldo does the damage, should get the spray down, and Set will take him down. And now Navi down to 2 along with the Jokers.
I'm extremely surprised they didn't punch out the tires on that vehicle. They had full line of sight of it, but now it's allowed to move, hits the side of the wall, needs to be careful because there's players behind him. You are squished between 2 individual teams. You are not going anywhere.
I was just thinking, how did he survive the dash? How did he survive the run? Will get taken down, and in the end, Navi's aggressive play kind of backfires on them, leaving Batulin the last man standing. And CrowCrowd, it's now or never for that chicken dinner along with the Jokers, still with their 2 alive. But don't write off Batulin yet. Remember the last time he was snaking it in this similar spot? Managed to pick up 3 members of Red Diamonds.
Tab steals Sadovnik's body. That's a point going the way of the Jokers. And like the way they tried it, it was a good go from Navi to put down the cover fire and then start sending players up to it. Leave one back. Everything seems to have fallen apart. The bad thing that needs to...
Oh, Batulin's got to nade range, but he's on his feet. It's pretty much where Pokémon just went down.
He's going to cause issues.
Oh, it hit the door frame.
That'd have killed him as well.
Yeah, hit the door frame, forced him back out. There's going to be a nade from Manchester. Should finish it off here. Batulin, he's tossed one himself, catches him in the back there, but Dream4U
Jokers are
will
moving
collect him. Now the Jokers, they're trying to make this move and go for the crate area as they come around. Set's trying to do the same. He's trying to take control of the circle. Dream4U tossing out the nades. Decent kills for CrowCrowd here as they look to try and take control. Smokes go down, and now it's Tab and Dimash for the Jokers. Now we're going to see the first time one of these can pick up their first win in game 33.
Yep, we're going to see a new winner here in the European Pro League since getting bodied from the off angle. Tab and Dimash read this one well. They got into the center, but that's a hell of a lot of damage, and now they're on the back foot. Magister goes for the off angle, gets absolutely bodied by 2. That's a great shot, though. Now they can move 2 versus 1. Let's commit to the fight.
Dream for you going for it. He's been playing superbly, but Dimash has picked up kill after kill after kill as he gets the spray down, catches one side, looks for the second, gets another push. Tab giving him the information, sees set in the distance, goes for the flank play, almost had them lined up, and it's CrowCrowd with their first ever win in the